Hello, I'm Kerr. Welcome to my art studio. Sometimes when you're painting in watercolour, using all the different colours and trying to mix them, you sometimes get a bit confused. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can paint a watercolour picture using only 2 colours. And I'm going to be using Indigo and Quinacridone Rose. So, are you ready? This is the little painting that we're going to be doing, and these are my usual collection of brushes. My big wash brush, my 3/4 inch flat, my number 12 round, number 8 round, and my little rigger. And the first thing to do is to make the paper really wet. I've done a very light sketch using a 2B pencil. So in with the Quinacridone Rose, nice and strong. Take some of the paint off my brush and carry on down. Remove some more of the paint and now blend all the way up to the top. With a tissue, take out the area for the moon. Now with a big wash brush, go in where the water is, but keep the strokes horizontal. Otherwise your water will be running downhill. A little bit of extra dark on the left-hand side of the water, and then let everything blend together. And take out the reflection underneath the moon. Now with a little bit of indigo watered down and my brush horizontal to the paper, stroke in lots and lots of little lines which will eventually make up the trees. Let all this blend into the wet background. A little bit of extra dark here and there. And with a number 3 rigger, just some little lines for trunks and branches of the trees. A few darker lines here and there. And a little bit of extra foliage in the background. Notice how I'm holding my brush. And a few more little dark lines. There we have some distant trees. And now with a stronger mix of the indigo, again using the brush horizontal to the paper, stroke in lots of little marks. And a little bit up there. Still with the number 12 round, just a few little lines, dots and dashes to represent something going on in the distance. No detail, just a few little marks. Now again with the brush used on its side, but a drier brush this time, stroke in another area of foliage and little bits of marshy land. And a bit of dark at the bottom. Now back to the background, which is now a little bit drier, and put in some trunks and some branches with the number 3 rigger. Over to the other side of the painting with a fairly dry brush. And a little bit darker for the ones that are closer to us. Little bits coming out into the water. The last of the little branches over on the left-hand side. And a few little sticks and twigs down at the bottom. A few little dots and dashes in the distance. No detail, nothing special, just to indicate that there's something going on there. Now for the bravery test. Some quite concentrated indigo with a number 12 round. Lovely strong lines, starting from the bottom and working towards the top. Thicken up the trunks. And take out a few highlights. Now with my number 8 round, a few extra little branches. Now with the number 3 rigger, pick up the end of the branch, wiggle, 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 and you've got some little twigs. By the way, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle is a technical term. Again with the number 12 round used on its side, scrape in a few little tweaks. And a little bit of dark as well. Pop in some reflections. I have already re-wet the water down here, which you didn't see me do that. And gently blend it out into the water. Wet the bit underneath the trees again, and pop in the reflections using the 3/4 inch flat. Reinforce the little reflections from the trees in the distance and let them bleed into the wet water. With a few little pink lines across the surface of the water. Then with my 3/4 inch flat, which is just damp, I'm lifting out a little bit of light on the water and damping it with a tissue. Now down to the bottom of the picture with that lovely Quinacridone Rose, nice and strong, all across the bottom, leave some gaps. Now in with the indigo, again with my 3/4 inch flat, over the top of the Quinacridone Rose, but leave little bits showing through here and there. Now with a card, any sort of card, it doesn't matter what it is, scrape away some rocks. This works best if you have a really rough paper. Now with the number 3 rigger, just a few little extra details. With a marshy ground with little rocks and stones coming out into the water. And again, up here, a few little rocks and stones. And some twiddly widdly bits, another technical term. Now with the number 3 rigger, some little grasses to finish off. Little ones in the background and bigger ones in the foreground. Making sure the grasses are curved and going in all directions, not just straight. some little final details. Now don't start fiddling, Anne. Another little bit there. I think it's time you stopped. We'll take off the tapes and see what we've got. Once the white border is exposed, I'll decide whether or not to put in any extra highlights. Once the painting is completely dry. I decided to scratch in a few little highlights on the water and also on the tree trunks and the rocks. And here's the finished painting. Just a little fun landscape without the complicated colour mixes. I think it's come out rather well. I only used 2 colours, Indigo and Quinacridone Rose. Of course, you can choose any colours you want, but try painting a picture using only 2 colours and see how you get on. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like more videos like this, then consider clicking that subscribe button and the little bell icon, because that will let you know when I upload another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Now remember, there is an artist in everyone. Goodbye for now.